What if Barack Obama was the champion of the Jedi Order? In the main timeline, we see Yoda acting as the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, and we also see Anakin become an incredibly famous Jedi during the Clone Wars, making him the face of the war effort from time to time. On one of our old videos, though, one of our viewers asked what if instead the former president, Barack Obama, was the champion of the Jedi Order? That's the scenario that we'll be exploring today. For an additional treat, I'll be setting this video during the Legends Old Republic era, just for fun. So cuddle up with your Lothcat, grab a glass of my galaxy-renowned Bantha brew, and let's get right into this wild and wacky what-if scenario. This video is brought to you by Cash Cow Channel Builder, your go-to course for automating content creation. Bantha Stew viewers get a 25% discount offer coming their way at the end of this video, so stick around to learn more. Our story begins in the vibrant halls of the Jedi Temple from an era long past. The Republic and the Jedi are thriving and at the peak of their power, and the galaxy is in a state of vibrant peace. The Jedi recruitment is incredibly effective, and they have lots of young apprentices joining their ranks. The galaxy is experiencing the restoration period that followed the Great Sith War, which was headed by the two Dark Jedi, Exar Kun and Ulic Qel-Droma. Mandalore, under the leadership of Mandalore the Ultimate, begins to return to a nomadic way of life following their defeat to the Republic at Onderon. On the beach resort world of Scarif, one of the Jedi children is born. The Jedi come to find him, and they end up taking him away from his family in order to train him in the ways of the Force. The young boy is brought to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and he is inducted into the Bear Clan to begin his training. How does the integration of Barack Obama into the Jedi Order impact the greater Star Wars galaxy? Let's keep going and find out. During his early life, Obama grows into an incredibly intelligent and physically fit individual. He can often be seen playing games of grab-ball with his peers, and he is initially less dedicated to academic studies. However, it is clear that the young boy has potential in the Force. During his early life, while he seems unmotivated to learn more and study, Obama has a natural talent and charisma that makes him well-liked by his masters and peers. As Obama begins to study more, and after he is made a Padawan, the galaxy starts to look larger to him. Obama goes on many adventures across the galaxy with the Master who he's assigned to, and he experiences many new cultures that shift his perspective on galactic affairs. He also starts to develop a small interest in politics. As Obama continues to grow older, he starts to better understand how the political systems of the galaxy function. He asks his master many questions about the nature of the Republic, the regional governments, and how different cultures interact throughout the galaxy. This newfound interest prompts Obama to dive deeper into his studies, and his newfound idealism prompts him to want to use his powers for the good of the galaxy. Another thing that Obama begins to see is the rise of Mandalore, which starts to evolve into a more industrial society and accept new, non-bloodline warriors among their ranks. Obama, to himself, questions the motivations behind the continued reconstitution of Mandalore, based entirely on a military-industrial complex, but he keeps his thoughts to himself. After all, who would listen to a mere Padawan on the galactic scale? When the Mandalorian Wars break out, and when Revan starts his movement of Revankists who seek to counter Mandalore's influence and protect worlds threatened by their incursions, Obama advocates against galactic intervention. In this case, seeking not to expand the war further, he sides with the Jedi Council, and he believes that the Revankists are flawed in their logic, especially as Jedi, who are meant to preserve peace, not start wars. Obama, much like the Senate, believes that the Mandalorians will stop their incursions when faced with Republic intervention, much like what happens during the cordoning of Terrace by the Senate. However, after the Mandalorian victory at Flashpoint Station, along with Revan being taken hostage with his friend Alec by Dr. Demigol to be tortured and experimented on, Obama starts to change his tune. That, along with the Padawan massacre that is revealed to the galaxy, completely shifts Obama's perspective on Jedi intervention. In the years that follow, as a Jedi Knight, Obama starts to become a renowned thinker and political philosopher behind Jedi motivations for intervening in the Mandalorian Wars. Many Revankists enjoy his philosophy, but they don't agree with him on everything. Obama is much more peaceful and calculated. The Revankists, well, they just want to see justice done to these Mandalorians. While Obama isn't a champion for the Order in the conventional warrior sense, he becomes the face of the Revankist movement, other than Revan himself, of course, and Alec. And as the Jedi Council sees his adeptness in communications and the connecting of people, he brings a common sense of empathy to the galaxy. As the Mandalorian Wars start to close, Obama becomes galaxy-renowned for his ability to drum up public support for the Jedi and for the Revanchists. While he joins in on some battles, the Council, when they decide to intervene, ensures that Obama is safe and that he is never actually in danger, unlike the masked Jedi Crusader, the Revanchist himself. After the use of the mass shadow generator during the Battle of Malachor V, Obama, along with the rest of the Order, sensed the immense wound in the Force that results from the massive devastation of the battle. Perhaps Revan had been wrong, and Obama sees this. Maybe this escalation that he had been advocating had actually been far too early on in the conflict. And because of this escalation, well, now an entire planet was dead, bleeding in the Force. After this, Obama takes some time to think about his political perspectives and his youthful idealism. Perhaps going forward, he would have to be less easily influenced by the emotional events in the galaxy, and he would have to take a much more Machiavellian approach to how he saw things play out. Following this, Obama is still a popular figure in the public eye. When Surik returns to face judgment for the Jedi Council for his actions on Malachor, Obama says that while he understood the cause of the Revanchists, that they had gone far too far, even if victory had been achieved on behalf of the Republic. Because of Obama's measured approach to the media, the Council recommends the young knight to be a special liaison between the Jedi and the office of the Supreme Chancellor, and this is accepted by the Republic. For years, Obama provides his thoughts to the Chancellor about what the roles of the Jedi should be in the growing galactic restoration efforts that follow the Mandalorian Wars, and he also goes on many diplomatic missions to provide a presence for the Jedi Council in galactic affairs. The people love Obama, and eventually there are those in the Senate who even want to nominate him to succeed his boss as leader of the Republic when the term limit ends. Initially, Obama humbly declines. However, as his popularity still grows, and as the Jedi continue to be a strong symbol of hope for the galaxy, he does indeed accept a nomination, and he is surprised by the amount of overwhelming support that he receives. There are small factions in the Senate who believe that the Jedi's religion and Republic politics should not mix, and they vocally oppose Obama's ascension to the chancellorship. However, they are far outvoted by those who see him favorably. Obama, upon his election, humbly ignites his green lightsaber, pointing it towards the ceiling of the Senate chambers, and he vows to fight for the rights of all Republic citizens. During Obama's term, after seeing a Jedi ascend to the chancellorship, Emperor Vitiate says that it's time to launch his Sith invasion of the Republic, or at least another initial wave before he actually invades. He's seen how they had reacted to the Mandalorian threat, and he legitimately believes that the Sith can wrestle control of the galaxy from the Jedi. He also has some sense of pride, believing that he can defeat the Jedi once and for all if he defeats this new Chancellor. His Sith begin to wreak havoc on the Republic, and the conflict known as the Second Jedi Civil War begins, with Revan and Malak returning to the galaxy, this time as dark forces of evil. In his duties as Chancellor, Obama is forced to mobilize against the incoming threats to his citizens. As the war rages on, and as Revan conquers alongside his brother-in-arms, Malak, who have both been corrupted by the Dark Lord Vitiate, Obama is forced to respond to their encroachment on his citizens. He commands many covert operation strikes against Sith bases using special forces, and he even ends up taking out Malak with a small task force of Jedi, who actually agreed to intervene in this scenario because of the Sith nature of the threat. Obama also orders automated strikes on many controversial planets that end up with civilian casualties. Republic citizens are upset about this, stating that most of the planets targeted by these automated strikes were unwillingly subjugated by Revan and his forces. Obama, however, justifies these attacks, noting that many military targets had been taken out as well. His duties as a Jedi and a politician become more and more convoluted as time goes on, and Obama struggles with the fact that he feels like he's starting to lose himself and his principles during this war. Following the covert task force taking out Malak, Because of Obama's preference for more discreet, asymmetrical battle tactics, Revan decides that a massive display of force is necessary, as is customary for the Sith. In this timeline, since Malak has already died, Revan delegates some of his most trusted students from the Sith Academy on Korriban to find the pieces of the Starforge map while he deals with the rest of the war. Once discovered, Revan announces to his troops that with this new weapon unlocked, he planned to use it on the galactic capital world of Coruscant. Intelligence within the Republic High Command receives these reports, and panic ensues. However, Obama remains calm. He knows that his military has the defensive capacity to defend the capital world should the Starforge be used to create a new army for the Sith, and he recalls many ships from the mid-systems back to help fortify the heart of the Republic. Obama meditates, and he calls upon his old Jedi friend, Bastila Shan, to use her incredible skill of battle meditation to help the Republic forces during this upcoming battle. Obama, along with the rest of the Republic, prepare for what is to come. Soon, a major conflict would engulf the galaxy. The fate of the Jedi, the Sith, and the citizens of both the Republic and Revan's Empire would soon be decided. Obama goes against his normal tactics and decides that a full-on assault of the Starforge is required. Republic intelligence discovers that its location is above the advanced world of Lihan, and, using information gathered from various reliable Republic intel sources, Obama decides to order a full assault on Lihan to find the Forge and disable it for good. Contrary to the advice of those around him, Obama decides to go into battle. His duties as a Jedi supersede those of his as Chancellor in this moment, and he believes that it is the righteous thing for him to do. Not only would he be leading the Republic into battle, but he would also be a beacon of hope to his fellow Jedi, such as Bastila Shan. Upon the Republic's arrival on Lihan, the Starforge is already charging. It's sucking the energy from a nearby star. And Obama immediately orders that the naval vessels begin their assault on Revan's fleet, along with the massive superweapon. Shan begins her battle meditation, and it proves to be incredibly effective. All of the officers within the Republic Naval Armada become sharper, more focused, and have a boost in their morale. It seems like the starfighter pilots going against Revan's forces are also better, because they seem to have been skating circles around their opponents. Hockey reference, because I'm Canadian. Obama also senses some disarray within the ranks of Revan's fleet, indicating that Bastila was getting to them, along with some of the other Jedi on other ships who were partaking in the exact same form of meditation. There were also lots of Jedi commanders out navigating the starfighters with their troops on the front lines of the naval battle. However, the same could be said for many of the Sith commanders as well. While none of them were as powerful as Revan or Alec, there were still many different Dark Jedi and Sith acolytes that were present in the armada of Revan's fleet. They were just as quick and just as crazy as the Jedi. They were also doing their own form of battle meditation to try and screw with the minds of the Republic forces. However, Bastila is just too good. She counters their Sith meditation with her own, causing distraction, anger, and frustration among the Sith ranks. Even Revan himself starts to get a little bit anxious about Bastila's meditation. He senses her, understands her power, and knows that it could be a threat to him in this moment. He had heard legends of Bastila Shan throughout the galaxy and throughout his travels while he was conquering. This was his first time actually encountering her power. Still though, the Starforge continues to suck energy from the nearby star while it does its magic, creating more hordes for Revan's army. In addition, Revan's fleet has the home field advantage. The Republic is failing in their attack, and Obama decides that it is time for some drastic action. In the ultimate Jedi move of sacrifice, Obama decides that it's time to order all hands to abandon ship. Bastila, along with many of the other officers present, question him, saying that surely he couldn't be doing what they thought he was. However, Obama says that it is their only hope. Many of the officers beg to take his place on the ship, but Obama reassures them with his calming presence, telling them that he would do what he had to in order to save his people. There's still those that argue with him, saying that surely somebody could take his place because his people in the Republic needed him to come back as the Chancellor that they wanted him to be. He needed to be the champion of the Jedi Order, the champion of the Republic, and of the citizens that he had campaigned to protect. Obama, though, says that he would be protecting far more people through this act of sacrifice, far more military commanders and personnel that could go back to their families if he followed through with this act. And there would still be another chancellor to succeed him, somebody that would be far more competent at politics than he is. Finally, his military commanders nod, and they end up actually leaving. Obama nods to his military commanders, and he ends up deciding to also order the evacuation of 3 other capital ships. By the time that Revan's fleet notices what he's doing, it's too late. The Chancellor uses the Force in the most extreme way that he has in a very long time, navigating his own ship into the heart of the Starforge while also pulling 3 others alongside of him. This is an incredible effort, and it takes so much concentration. He is helped, though, by the meditations, the calmness, and the aid of his fellow Jedi, who push the 3 ships alongside of Obama. I know that this sounds a little bit crazy, but the powers of the Jedi and the Sith are both much more wild back in the days of the Old Republic. So we're going to just go along with this and say that I personally think it would have been possible. The ships hit the forge, which despite its massive size, damages it immensely. The Jedi also use many of their Force powers to push those ships forward into the core, which continue to destroy it from the inside out. From here, the rest of the Republic fleet fires upon it, destroying the Starforge for good. Obama had sacrificed himself for the greater good of his galaxy. From this point onwards, the war between Revan's rogue Sith Empire and the Republic begins to fizzle out. After this battle, Revan is lost following the destruction of his capital ship by Republic forces. The Republic simply assumes that he is dead since no body is ever found, but they have no way to actually know for certain. The Republic elects a new Chancellor who, following the fracturing of Revan's empire into multiple factions of dark side users vying for power, as Sith always end up doing, ends up negotiating a peace deal with Revan's remnants. With Malak gone, it is much easier to do this. The Sith who don't want to comply go back into hiding in the Outer Rim, leaving the greater galaxy, at least for a little while, causing the Republic to once again fix the damage of another war. Obama's story takes its rightful place in Republic history and in the Jedi archives, as he is venerated with a statue outside of the Senate building. He also has a public state funeral, which many of his supporters and opposition alike end up attending. His impact on the galaxy is immense, and it's clear that he is a respected politician and Jedi. How does this impact the finale of our story? Let's keep going to find out. Finally, the galaxy has some semblance of peace. Seasoned officers such as Karth Onasi end up going on to maintain peace throughout the Republic, and the policies implemented by the Senate further intend to maintain that peace, cooperation, and prosperity that was building within Republic borders. While the Sith muster their strength in the shadows under the leadership of the tyrannical Darth Vitiate, the Republic enters a season of prosperity in this post-war period. Things start to look up for the galaxy, and the people are as happy as they can be, given the circumstances. The legacy of the Jedi Chancellor Obama continues to live on, and while some of his policies and handling of the war was controversial, he is still held in high esteem by both critics and supporters alike. There are also some who are small little factions in the political corners that say Obama's actions were cowardly and that he should have come back to be accountable for his other actions during the war with the Republic. They believe that he was just copping out, trying to create a legacy for himself, and ensuring that he would be enshrined in history as a chancellor that would be looked favorably upon. Lots of other people say that this is just crazy conspiracy nonsense though, and they have absolutely no way to truly prove that these were or weren't Obama's motivations. However, Obama's devotion to his people was clear, and the Republic continues to remember him for many, many years to come. Hey there folks, do you want to reach your dream of becoming a YouTuber? Are you struggling to crack the code to self-made success? Well then, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Cash Cow Channel Builder. Cash Cow Channel Builder is a comprehensive course for automating content creation and achieving YouTube stardom. Whether you're diving into search engine optimization, mastering niche selection, or exploring video editing techniques, as well as the proper way of presenting yourself and talking to an audience, this course has you covered. It's perfect for storytellers and creators such as myself. In fact, it's not just for me. It's a valuable resource for you and your future viewers as well. Many of you are likely searching for ways to enhance your storytelling and create what-if content like this. Imagine optimizing your channel growth and increasing engagement effortlessly. Cash Cow Channel Builder is the resource you've discovered to help you build your own stories on YouTube. Check out their website using the link in the description. This course will train you in niche selection, search engine optimization, and content creation, both with and without the use of artificial intelligence, all for less than $1 a day. But here is the cherry on top. Use the code BANTHESTEW for an exclusive 25% discount. That's right, BANTHESTEW viewers get an extra perk. Your journey to YouTube success starts here with the Cash Cow Channel Builders. Don't miss out. Hey there Star Wars fans. I hope that you liked this what if scenario. If you did, I'd recommend checking out this other video, What If Luke and Leia Were Raised as Mandalorians? If you have any thoughts on our story, let us know in the comments. Would you like to see a part 2? If so, what do you think would happen next? Also, it would be fantastic to see you join our growing community on Discord. We have a great community of engaged fans such as yourselves, and you might even see your video ideas or artwork pop up in the future. Have a bantha-tacular rest of your day, folks, and as always, I hope that you've had your daily dose of delicious bantha stew.